everyone, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome for the very first time. Today I am renovating the Stargazer Lounge in San Myshuno. It came with the City Living expansion pack. I was having a lot of issues with this lot during winter or just when it was raining or cold in general, and I wanted to make it a little bit easier to visit this place any time of year. So I did give it a roof, but I did keep it to be a glass roof for certain sections, so you could still technically stargaze. So because this is me, I added a lot of windows. I wanted it to be an almost 360-degree view of the outside area, especially because this building is so tall, and I wanted it to feel very special in that way, so that you can still almost feel as though you are outside. I used a lot of the magenta still in the build with a lot of black and a lot of white. I wanted to keep a lot of the feel of the original build intact, but just modify it slightly, and to use some stuff that came with some other expansion packs and stuff packs as well. I used those kind of day-glow magenta columns in a lot of different areas of this build. I also sized down the pool, and I do adjust it multiple times. I wanted to keep the pool in this lounge because I thought it was just a cool addition, and I like the idea of being able to swim somewhere this high and kind of look up and see the stars, but still be in a controlled environment. I also kept some of the idea of the actual bar part. For the most part, I do have a bar in the quote-unquote like outside area near the pool where you can see up in the glass, but I also kept a separation for the inside larger bar area. And I used a lot of columns, and I used a lot more windows too, because I apparently have a window addiction. I need all the glass in order to build anything that's semi-modern. I used a lot of windows on the interior of the build because I like the idea of being able to see into the rest of the area. Like being able to see the pool if you're inside with the main bar area, or even if you're at the karaoke area, or where there are performances, being able to kind of see all the activity that's going on, and vice versa. If you're swimming, you can kind of see what kind of entertainment might be going on that's inside the bar area. By the way, when I'm saying inside or outside, everything's technically inside, but when I'm saying that, I mean like the pool area slash waiting area is the quote-unquote outside, and the quote-unquote inside is the area that has a karaoke bar, a bar, and the entertainment area. I also made sure I kept the restrooms fairly private, even from the outside view. Instead of using the same just large floor-to-ceiling windows I used everywhere else, I used these slatted ones to keep it a little bit more private. So there's still a little bit of light coming in during the daytime, but if people are using the restroom, they still have that sense of privacy. I wanted to keep a lot of the original features that came with this build, such as the karaoke machine, because karaoke was introduced in the City Living expansion pack, and I think it's just a fun addition to have a bar like this. I was super excited to be able to use those pink light up end tables because I never ever use those in any of my builds, and I think this is one of the rare occasions where it makes sense with what I'm doing. I also tried to keep a lot of the other colors besides the pink more muted. Like I liked black with magenta. I think that's a really nice combination. And then using the white furniture or the gray flooring in certain areas, I think that it keeps the area looking classy and not overwhelming with color doing it this way. I also got to use some fun sculptures and lamps. And I do try to keep a performance area because in order for it to be a lounge, you do have to have at least one instrument, I believe, to go on. And I used those backing sections that have lights on them from Dine Out to create kind of a stage area as a background. I thought that looked really nice, and it added a little bit more light, especially when it's nighttime. It helps with that. And I put that behind the quote-unquote like performance area where there's going to be a keyboard, a guitar, and a microphone. And I put it behind the karaoke machine as well for the same reason, because I think it's just like a nice backlit background for a performance. I like the nighttime feel that this lounge ends up having. It feels very sleek, but also with the magenta, it kind of emphasizes the romantic aspect that this bar came with. I think having that color and keeping it adds to the romantic aura of the lounge. Plus, I don't get to use pink a lot in builds, and this is one of the ones where I was like, oh, but we have all this stuff that came in later. Well, I shouldn't say later, in other stuff packs and expansion packs and whatnot that goes with this stuff, such as the black sequenced tables that I'm using, and then the pink chairs that have a little bit of sparkle on it too. It's literally almost an exact color match, which is awesome. I contemplated keeping this section completely open, the performance area, into the bar, but it just felt too long and narrow this way. So I do end up closing it off, as you see here, to kind of help with that a little bit. And I adjust a lot of stuff and move it around and then adjust the roofing and everything. There's a lot of me changing stuff around. I feel that having these sections makes it feel less long and narrow, but having all the windows in between does make it still feel open. It's kind of a best of both worlds scenario for me. I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too. I love using those buffet tables in lounges, bars, and nightclubs. It gives you a couple of better options food-wise doing it this way, and it just fits because it almost feels like there's a catering event or something special going on every time your Sims are there, as long as they want to spend that little bit of money. It's also nice for throwing parties and stuff like that too. I also do 2 bars kind of right across from each other with displays of juice in the middle, partially because that's a real life thing you see in bars a lot, or restaurants a lot, is that there are two sides to the bar and seating kind of in between, and then a storage area in the middle. Typically, not always, but that's kind of a realistic approach to take. I also just like having a lot of bars in my builds that include them for community lots. It is kind of a bummer that the game doesn't automatically populate a bartender for every single bar that you place in a community lot build. I think in previous games it did that. I want to say in The Sims 1 and Sims 2 it definitely did, and I'm pretty sure in The Sims 3 it did as well. But I know the creators of this game are very concerned about it being able to run on all sorts of different kinds of computers, and it also being able to run on gaming systems like the PlayStation and the Xbox. So they have done a lot of things that cut back on information the game needs to use in order to make it run better. It's a double-edged sword. There's stuff I wish I could have, but I know why they didn't do it. I also added in some sinks and trash cans inside the bar area and some dishwashers to make it feel like an actual real functioning bar. And I also used those bar stools in that same magenta color because we have a theme and we are sticking to it. I made that bar area so big, but I kind of love it. I know that without any mods, I'm probably never gonna have enough Sims to like fill up that bar. But I like how it turned out. I really do. And obviously for the counters I used around the bar, the little island ones, I stuck with black. Because black and magenta are beautiful together. I also adjust the pool a couple more times sizing wise in order to fit in more stuff that I think of as I go. And we just have to have all the seating ever. I want to make sure that it has maximum capacity in all of my community lot builds, even though it will never be used. I add a couple more tables with chairs and some more of those sculptural light fixtures in here as well, so that people can sit. A lot of seating arrangements. I need all of this apparently. And I do kind of mess around with the placement of them quite a bit. I also try to make things as even as possible because I need to, and there I'm just saving in between because I would be very upset if I lost what I have done already. I am happy that I kept that sculptural looking bench. I don't use that bench enough. I love how it looks, but I feel like there's only so many places you can do it. Of course, I add an outside DJ booth and a dance floor later because my lounge needs to double as a nightclub. Why not? I also changed the type of tables that I used in the area near the pool and the dance floor just to help it match what I already have out here a little bit better. Kept the same chairs. And for the pool, I decided to have it be the kind that had the flower petals in it. I love how it looks, first of all, and second of all, it just fits what I'm going for with the romance of this build. Honestly, I don't think they would ever put a DJ booth this close to a pool in real life or a dance floor there that close. It's probably some kind of safety hazard. But, you know, Sims can survive it. They're not going to die because of it. You didn't see very well there, but I do end up adding a lot of the little plumb bob lights in a pale pinky purple color to go again with the theme. And also, I just like how it looked with everything that I have going on. And here I obviously walked away for a moment. I did cut it down as much as I could without losing the camera movements and all that stuff. Add another buffet table to the outside area. I also add another bar because I need all the bars. Plus I just like the idea of having a bar right next to the pool. Once again, probably dangerous in real life, but I like it here. I'm just adjusting the roof a little bit to match some of the changes I've made. We add a couple more of those benches over by the pool. I changed the colors of the sofas and the little, it's almost like a fire pit end table, not end table, but a fire pit coffee table in the middle. I wanted to keep some of those elements in here as well because I thought they already fit the build. I just changed the colors a little bit to match. There's the dance floor. Yay, dance floor. Love it. I really wanted to keep the sculpture slash little lavender garden area that is in the middle of this build because I just feel that it adds something special and it's definitely a trademark. If this is a place you're actually going to, that is something you would definitely remember. I add a bubble blower here. I actually end up adding 2 of them. And I end up using kind of a retro modern chair in pink with it as well. I'm kind of trying to decide placement here, and I'm also trying to figure out what kind of plants I want to add in, because I wanted to use plants as separators for certain parts of the build. I wanted some kind of bushes in between to keep it a little bit separate. Here I started working on the bathrooms. I kept the talking toilets in pink because I like it, and I end up using that super modern sink that I just adore with the giant round mirror with the pink trim. I use that sink in that specific color scheme in so many modern builds. It's just ridiculous. I also add paper towel dispensers, toilet paper, and a soap dispenser. I'm kind of deciding light fixtures at this point. I was going between the chandeliers and some other kind of more paper mache-y type ones. Around the tables, I end up using the retro modern kind of tri-lights, the round ones in black from the... I almost said Superstar expansion. That's not what it's called. The Get Famous expansion pack. Wow, that was special. That was a moment that I had there. But I ended up using those lights over tables, and I ended up using more of the kind of studio lights for the bar area and also for the performance areas. I add another wall. Shocking. I end up adding more windows and more archways to, again, give that closed off yet open effect. I really like how this turned out, because I feel like it's still honest to what the original build was. If this was something in real life, you could say it's just the same place, they just changed some stuff up a little bit. And I messed around with that little garden area with that lovely, beautiful bird sculpture to kind of keep it in there. I resized it slightly, and I added some more lavender to fill in some areas a little bit more. Move the bar around a little bit more. That's in the quote-unquote outside area again. And just adding some more lights and some more kind of final touches. We are kind of to the point where the build's pretty much done. We are just adjusting a couple of small things as we go. And adding in more of those bright pink columns, because why not? And like I said, we are just doing some small decorative touches at this point and just changing stuff around slightly. At this point, I do want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, comments, feelings, concerns, please leave that all in the comment section down below. If you liked this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you disliked it, go ahead and hit that too. And if you disliked it, leave a comment telling me why. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button. And pretty soon you are just going to be seeing some still images of what has been done with the place. The building part is completely finished. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, depending on when you decide to watch this video. Bye!